What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you a very interesting video. Well, an EA CEO decided to say something very funny. So, they decided to say that one of the main reasons why Veilguard failed is because it wasn't live service and or live service enough, which then also entails further on into it them stating that Mass Effect, they hinted at it, they didn't say it, could be live service. Oh my god. Now, you can go ahead and get all the details from like Hypnotic and Smash and all of them. They've done lots of videos on it, and I agree with them when it comes to the whole like concept of what are they thinking. Now, granted, it's EA, and anyone who knows EA over the last, oh, I don't know, forever, especially the last like 15 years, have been money grab. Loot boxes and all of that. Look what they did to, Battlefront 1 and 2. All they had to do was just remaster those games and they would have did good, just like this right here. Remastering this was a great idea. Legendary Edition sold like hotcakes. This is exactly what they should have did with the original Battlefront games. But they didn't. And the loot boxed the crap out of it, among some other issues that it had, but typical EA, right? And well, live service. How well did BioWare do with Anthem? When Anthem was supposed to be a live service game, poorly. And it wasn't completely due to, BioWare, but at the same time, they were subject to all of their CEOs and all their upper people, not to mention all the people giving the money to said CEOs for said games, so they also have to have a say, even though their say clearly is dumb. Because if they want to make money, but yet they are allowing these dumb decisions to happen, they're not making money. Case in point, several big name studios, Ubisoft, that are getting ready to basically shut down completely and be forced to sell off their IPs to other companies, possibly. And then everyone else just go to other gaming companies and, possibly find jobs. That's literally the inevitable outcome, especially if, and I do mean if, they're able to even do a Mass Effect 5. Because if they decide to make Mass Effect 5 live service, which I can see the concept of Mass Effect 5 being live service because it can be set so far in the future and all this other kind of stuff, so you never know what the outcome could be. And you can be like a descendant of shepherds, maybe. You can broaden the horizon. It could be all sorts of things, which is where I can see a live service game working with BioWare and with Mass Effect, mainly Mass Effect, because, it's Mass Effect, it's a space science game. Look at a lot of other spacey science games that, do very, very well. Now, the difference is, people have lost faith in BioWare. Not only just BioWare, but other AAA companies who used to give us great games, and they banked on that. And instead of actually continuously going on with that, they decided to basically get greedy because they see all that money and they're very happy about all the money that they get. But they forgot about the one thing that got them to that point, the fans. And they also forget that when you alienate said fan base, you lose that money. And eventually, you're going to have no money. So, in this time frame, if they do make money, which the only way they're going to make enough money and make their investors happy will quite literally be if they remaster several other games, or they are just given the money to make the game, and then if they do exactly what the investors want, which you can guarantee the investors are going to give them bad ideas, and they're going to have to deliver on all of those bad ideas and then put in some good ideas, it's going to go poorly with the fan base. Because you got to remember, they're probably going to try to do all this, like, oh, hey, pre-order it early and get gold edition access early, get to play like a whole week in advance, yada yada yada, give you all this extra shit, right? But the thing is, then there's gonna be all this other stuff that's gonna be added, and it's gonna be a super amount of price, because there's talks about Avowed being $90. There's talks about them wanting to make freaking GTA, the new one coming out, $90. I don't want to pay $69 for a game. I remember when games used to be $50. $50. And back then, you got a complete total game. Like, completely done. Not a buggy mess that maybe a month down the line they would fix. Sometimes, depending on the company, they're a little quicker. Sometimes, they don't do anything. Anthem. Which is another reason where people should be worried when it comes to a live service game. Because they can go ahead and do a live service game, but they're not going to make that much money, because the majority of people who lost faith, thanks to Veilguard, because so many people had faith in it, and everyone saw what they did and heard what they said and decided, nope, and that is what killed that game right there, is what took that little sliver of faith that the fan base had, and it went bloop, gone. It was that little feather added to the pile of crap, right? So now they're thinking about doing a live service with no faith. Live service would only work if your fan base had faith in you, BioWare/EA. They don't. Quite literally, they don't. You can go ahead and say, oh, it's not going to be woke, it's not going to be this, it's not going to be that. No one's going to have faith in that until we actually see it. And with what we were told about what Avowed did when they gave access to certain streamers, and they were told to not tell people about certain aspects about the game, especially character creation, it gave people a bad taste in their mouth. And then you find out it's something that you can't take away. Now, granted, live service is exactly where they're going to be able to go, oh, hey, well, we have these features in here that are going to be a part for everyone, so it can be inclusive. Case in point, inclusive, meaning they're going to pander to a certain group of people and alienate the other group of people, especially the group of people who actually do play their games. Now, the only one big aspect to Avowed that people had, other than what the art director said, was the fact that you could not take out or take away the little he, him, she, her thing, right? They could have made that an option in there that you can add or take away. The fan base would not have been as pissed, and in all honesty, what they were really mad about was what the art director decided to say. So, that is the main issue. It's not, oh, it's a woke game. No. Because also, no one knows what else is in there, and you can guarantee there's probably going to be other stuff that's going to be in there that's going to be, like, really ridiculous that other people aren't going to like. Which is fine. No one cares if you want to create a woke game, but do note that if your idea is to target a broad horizon of people, then do note that you need to look at the projected area of people who are going to get said game. And that means, who are the people who play this type of game? Now, granted, right now, gaming and the gaming culture and sphere and all of that is just exploding nuclearly all over the place. I'm kind of loving it, in all honesty, because it's so stupid. You see all these people just bickering back and forth between the Gooners and these Christians who are like heavy-duty Christians, at least now they are, and yet you were totally fine with other aspects, and this definitely refers to so many other people, and this is like so ridiculous. It's hilarious. What people should care about is good games, right? Good games. Who cares if a game company decides to make a game where they have a whole bunch of hot chicks in it and they're following around one main character, whether it's a male or female character, and you can decide to put a whole bunch of skimpy outfits on all the hot NPC characters that go around with you. If that is a game that someone decides to make, and they make money, if anyone's pissed about it, it's because they're jealous. You know what I mean? Because that game made money. Now, granted, I mean, is it easy money? Yep. Because why? There's a lot of perverts out there. Male, female, it doesn't matter. It's human nature. Now, to the rest of all this kind of crap, if someone wants to make a Christian game, go for it. If you want to make a woke, like ideological type of game, go for it. Now, just don't pour like an ass load of money into it until you actually do a test and see how well certain games will do, and then go from there. Like, the one thing that we all should take away from this is we're all gamers. It does not matter what type of games we partake in, whether they be serious games, strategy games, RPG games, goofy games, does not matter. Games are made to have fun. That's the whole aspect of gaming, is to have fun. Have people forgotten about that? Like, I'm 35, and a lot of these younger people and older people are just steeped in all the stupid drama, and what they should focus on is, hey, good games. Now, some of the stuff makes sense when it comes to, oh, hey, this game was once a really great game, and then a group of people who get hired on decide to ruin said game and change said, like, aspects of game, not just add, because people can be okay with adding, but when you change continuity to certain things in games that people have played for 20 years, there's going to be issues. People are going to be angry. So that makes sense. But now the rest of this crap, between like these people that are being called gooners and these highly Christian people judgmenting on everybody else and telling them they're wrong and they're bad people and whatnot, who cares who plays what? All that matters is we get good games. Period. We all should care about that aspect. Period. And that's what we should try to unify as gamers, is gaming companies giving us the games that we asked for. Now, granted, should they make games that they want to make? Yep. Not disputing that. It's their creative nature. They're allowed to do that. But when it comes to money, IPs, especially long-lasting ones, so, I mean, let's see a whole bunch of new stuff. Let's see a whole bunch of new stuff for all the Christian people, all the little, like, gooner perverted people, all the people in the middle, you know what I mean? Like, let's just have good games. Good games. Oh, that's what we care about. But that will be the aspect of that. But you can guarantee when it comes to live service with this game, we're going to see a whole bunch of different people arguing, fighting, laughing, probably going, yep, saw this coming, because a lot of us assume and see, a lot of us hope it's going to be good, and they're actually going to learn from what happened with Veilguard, and just make a game truly that everyone can get into and play and enjoy, right? So, BioWare, if you're listening to this or watching this, which I highly doubt, because I'm not no Smash JT or Hypnotic or Atreus or any of these other people who are big into the thing. Me, no, I just watch shit, and then I put my opinion out there, because why? I want to, and that's all I care about. That, and all these other people worry about getting paid. Me, I don't give a fuck. So, I don't have to actually follow YouTube rules. Another reason why it's like, I'm just gonna, say my shit. And then eventually, maybe if YouTube gets their head out their ass and actually allows us to have free speech, as long as it's not, inciting violence, quite literally, let us share our opinions. Because they're literally acting as if, they are trying to publish people's stuff when they're not a publisher. So, yeah. But, digress off of that. So, just make a game that everyone wants to play. Do not make it to the point where we have to, pay a subscription. I do not suggest that. That would be a bad idea. Do not do live service at all. Like, if you want to do multiplayer, you can go ahead and do multiplayer to the point to where maybe you can play with, one or two of your friends. Like how, Shepard would have, two companions following him around, right? Do that to the point where one of your friends can join you, and then you have an NPC following you around. Or two of your friends can join you, and y'all just mob and kicking ass. Now, if you do that, do make it to the point to where, like, they all share the same thing, which means whatever save file that they create for that gameplay has to be used just strictly for that. So, keep that in mind. But still a good idea. And then, do not loot box the fuck out of the game. Okay. And it would be a very bad suggestion also to make it $90 average, because at the same time then everyone's just gonna wait for like a sale, Black Friday or some weird shit like that, because no one's gonna be like, oh yep, I'm gonna buy this day one. Nope. A lot of people are gonna sit there and wait for their trusted YouTubers to like get the game, buy the game, whatever, and live stream it or something. Right, from start to finish, or well, not finish, but you know what I mean. But at least get people's like information out there, so then they go, okay, this looks good. Okay, cool. It's not gonna be something that's gonna like make me feel like I'm bored or not worth it or whatever else makes you feel, right? So don't. It would be a very, very bad idea, BioWare. /EA. Mainly EA. Well, I can't say mainly. It's definitely almost equal at this point. But with how many people they laid off, which should be like assigned to the people working on Mass Effect 5. Listen to the fan base, the true fan base, and make a game that everyone can play. Whether you choose to set it several hundred years in the future, right? And you're able to choose and or upload whatever happened in the end of whatever save file you want to use, do that. Okay? Which then will auto-generate an outcome for whatever else Mass Effect 5 starts out as, which then gives you access to certain kind of like stories throughout the game, which would make it a very good sale. Keep that to the feature. Because if you don't have that in there and you just start a whole random game and all they do is talk about Shepard and they, don't make it to the point where it's your Shepard, you're going to lose fans. It's not going to be super bad, but people are going to be like, okay, that's already bad. And then if you add some other stuff into there to where it's like overwhelmingly not Mass Effect, you're going to lose people. So keep that in mind. But hey, that's my 2 cents. I'm just a fan who's been playing the games since, God, they came out. So, what do I know? But same thing with Dragon Age. I don't really have high hopes for, Bethesda's recreations and also their new Elder Scrolls game. But I kind of have slight hope that they will actually see the outcome of what's been going on and, just go from there. But at the same time, I'm gonna laugh if these games that come out within these next 4 years are completely different than what we got in the last 4 years. Because then it's going to be a social experiment that I'm going to be thinking about. Because then it's going to show that, oh, hey, look, gaming culture wanes with the political culture. So Democrats have control. You get lefty, wokey, weird games, right? When like Republicans / conservative people have control, you kind of get center and then off to the right with a little bit of less stuff in there, but depending, it's mostly center and like right. I've kind of noticed that after like gaming for as long as I have and like watching the political change of everything, it kind of seems like that's what they do because they know, hey, this will make us money because this fan base is our projected fan base. Even though clearly they should, like, either way, they should just make games for everyone to play. But what do I know? Conspiracy theory kind of like thing, and or like, whatever. Just random thought. But that's it for the video. Just don't make live service. Don't do it. Don't make it an MMO. Don't do it. You semi-tried to do that with Anthem. Now Anthem failed just because they gave up on it and didn't actually fully commit to it, so that's one reason. But there's others. So, yeah. That was it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Check out, Hypnotic and all their takes on it, and they actually show you all the stuff. I just talk about relaying the information because I'm like, oh shit. So That's it. Take it easy, guys.